you go.
I don't want students running this. Really shouldn't be anyone under the age of 18, just for safety reasons.
Yep.
We'll give you guys the keys. Those are all yours. There's got one more here.
I'll give them back.
Copies of keys, but if you don't want to stand there.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. What
Probably
keys?
want to stand there.
All right, this is your winch controller for your front of house hoist.
Yep.
We've already set the limits, so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay.
I will show you how to do it, but you won't have to. They're already done. Biggest thing to remember when you're not using this, e-stop on. So that way, if you're currently using it and you leave the key in the on position, someone doesn't come over here while you're up against it and accidentally hit the up or down button.
Yep.
So always make sure the e-stop's in when you're not physically right next to
Okay.
this. All it does is push it in, twist to the right, and it pops out.
Okay.
Tells me it's at position. That's the limit that was set for the upper limit, so we don't run it all the way up into the clouds.
Right.
All you have to do is press and hold down. The lower limit is just above the rail here, so you will not smash into it.
Okay.
But
Good plan.
just in case you ever lose limits for any reason, you want to be sure that you're paying attention, so you don't either run it up into the clouds or
Right.
run it down into the seats.
Bless you.
There you go.
I feel better. John, you're gonna miss the ladder, aren't you?
I am. I like that ladder. I think I'm used to
Hey,
it.
John, go stand over there. Let's see what the limit's at. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm gonna pay for that one day.
Yeah.
After graduation. Come back.
For the pars?
No, for the lot.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Lower limit.
Beautiful.
Once again, it'll show you at position.
Yep.
But to always be paying attention just in case for any reason you lose your
So
limits.
if you did hit down, it would go past the set position and
Right.
keep coming.
Well,
Okay.
this won't go down anymore.
Oh, it won't, okay.
The only way I
Okay.
can make this go down, and this is also how you set limits. Turn the key past the on position. Now you can run it. Also, if you get into an over travel situation, you do run past the limit somehow and you can't get off of it. Hold the key past, run it up or run it down. In order to set limits, you have to hold the key past on, press the e-stop so that the system is locked out, and
Press which limit you want.
now I need the little cheat sheet.
Hey, I can.
I don't think everyone is.
I don't see any
they're
reason
gonna
why
be
we'd
messing
ever
with
change them.
limits.
Yeah.
But if there's a cheat sheet, just in
There
case.
is a little cheat sheet. I'd rather you know so that if for any reason limits ever get lost and you lose them, you can put them back so that someone doesn't come in here, run the hoist and run it up into the clouds or down into the seats. I'd rather you know how to do it even if you never have to.
Okay.
There's also a hard limit on the machine that was set
Yes.
during installation
It won't let it.
that won't let it actually do any damage to things.
Okay. That's good. They idiot-proofed it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So this little cheat sheet will be inside here if you ever need to get into it.
Yep.
And these are called soft limits. So e-stop on, the key all the way past, press and hold the up button, and then you press the down button the number of times you need for the limit. So 1 time is the soft upper, 2 times is the intermediate upper, 3 times the intermediate lower, and 4 times is the soft lower. We only set upper and lower. We didn't do intermediate limits.
Right.
There was no reason to, but you can have, intermediate up and intermediate down if for any reason you wanted to. If you wanted 2 different height
Sure.
focus positions.
What would be a good example of that would be if you wanted to bring lights into the pit without having to refocus everything.
Right.
Just bring this whole thing down a little bit.
Yep.
Which will bring your lights down. And then you don't have to go and tip everything down.
And if you know you're going to do something like that often enough, you can set that limit and just
Yep.
have it be there.
Sure.
Hey, does that, if you go up, can you just take up 3 feet? and just let off, will it stay?
Yep. It'll stop wherever you stop it.
Good.
It's a manual, you
Okay.
have to hold button.
Yep.
And if you do that, and you still want to lock in the emergency stop,
Yeah, anytime you walk away from this, you want to make sure that e-stop's in. So if you're over there doing something, someone doesn't accidentally run this on you.
right,
You always want to make sure you do that. Whenever you're not anywhere near it, turn it off, take the key, hide the key from the kids.
Yep.
The other reason to punch the e-stop, somebody who's not familiar with the controller is unlikely to think about an e-stop.
right.
So even if they have the key or shove a screwdriver in there and jam it over, they have to think about pulling the e-stop out.
So, let me show you a couple of the lights, and then Jay will take back over. Can you turn on one of these for me?
You want one of them? Have you guys used theatrical fixtures before?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
You guys
Here
are
go.
familiar with Source 4s?
Yes, indeed.
Do we need to go over these? Would you like me to? All right.
Okay, what do you need, 24?
Give me 23, only because it's going to be easier to read. It's going to be easier to refocus. They're all, they all have 575s in them. They're rated for 750s. You
Right.
can put them in. There's really no reason to it. At this throw distance, there's no reason to put a 750 in. You don't gain enough intensity out of it to
Right.
be noticeable.
I'm giggling because we had, what, we have 12 instruments in the old plates that functioned?
Source 4, your bench focus is on the back. So it's just.
What is bench focus, Ron?
Will you let me just figure out where my shoulder cut is so I can put it back? You're almost on
You want me to draw a line here? I got a pen, but just,
You're
I got it.
top of that. I got it. And you're halfway. Okay. Point it up at the sight, make this a little easier for you to see. Focus it back up.
That's actually not tuned.
So you can, the bench focus, there's two knobs in the back. The smaller knob in the back here adjusts the lamp position within the reflector. You can see as I bring it back, that hot spot in the middle gets brighter and brighter, and you start to lose it on the outsides. You want to bring that, you want to keep an even field, ideally, so that you don't, as you focus, you don't have hot spots in the middle of all of your lights. You want to have an even field, so you have an even wash across your stage.
If you're staying with the same lamp in the fixture, typically it will keep that. But if you change manufacturer of lamp, you might have to bench.
The larger set screw on the back, if you loosen that, allows you to move the lamp up and down if you're out of center in your reflector, if you need to move the lamp a little bit based on where the filament lands in the lamp. It allows you to move that. So loosen that up, you can sort of see that I can move that lamp around and adjust where that center of that lamp is.
Yeah.
So, shutters allow you guys to shape that however you need it for whatever you need it to be.
Left is right, right is left, up is down.
Exact opposite of what you think it is. Set screw on the bottom is for your barrel, for your focus. You'll notice once you run it out of focus, all of a sudden your shutter cuts aren't as harsh anymore. Whenever you're adjusting the lamp, if you put new lamps in, you guys need to bench focus, always focus the light first. Give yourself a nice hard edge to work with. That'll give you the best representation of what you're looking at as far as that goes. If you run this out, you're gonna notice I'm gonna get a hot spot in the middle anyway. Does that make sense?
It does.
Cool. Color blasts.
Yeah, baby.
You guys have 21 of these. There are 7 on each position. These are RGB LEDs, so your color options are.
You got all your tools there.
Thanks. Pretty much unlimited.
Yeah.
These 7 on the front of house position all have the narrow 10-degree lens in them, so that we could get a good wash over the front.
Yep.
You can use them on the curtain. These are going to make awesome curtain warmers.
Could you use them as a special?
Yep. Well,
Is there enough throw?
there's enough throw, but you don't have any beam shaping
I
abilities.
see, okay.
So
So they're more for wash.
yeah, they're more.
And that's why we got the gel frames in here. so-
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So in order to change.
No.
No. In order to change lenses on these, there's this rubber boot.
Like that, that's what I thought.
This rubber boot has to come off.
Yeah.
silicone glue, they stretch.
Try not to lose my focus.
Curtain warmers, John.
Yes, curtain warmers. Really cool curtain
Great
warmers,
curtain warmers.
especially on that gold.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
We'll show you once we have the console.
So
See by me?
you gotta take these two, in order to change the lenses, these two screws have to come out. So you'll notice it's the two screws on the top, just the fixtures are hung upside down, so it's the bottom. You'll notice those two tabs indicating that that's the top of the fixture where you wanna take these screws out.
Yep. Generally, how, what's the life expectancy on these?
Let's see, Kennett High School uses them, and that's been open about 5 years. We are replacing 4 of the LED cards in the strip lights. But these units, no problems, and they've been using them for 5 years.
Nice.
So, a long time.
Yeah. Once you get those two screws out, just pop that little cover. Sides. Get that side off. There it is. This just hinges open, and this lens it just comes out. So that's your clear lens. This is your frosted lens. This is what's on all the fixtures over the stage, so you don't just have a 10-degree spot down on your stage
Right.
to diffuse it to give you the coverage. So then you guys can change these out. So if you decide you want more over the stage, you could take them down from the front of house position, and you guys can move them around. There's a lot you can do with these. We use them a lot as well for, you know, for production shows and stuff. You can use them as on the wall, so you could take these down, and you could, if you didn't want them on your front of house position for a show and you wanted them for specials on your set, you could take these down and use them. There's DMX jacks on the stage. We'll show you where all those are a little later. And you could,
Ground row on the site.
yeah, you could do anything with these. Move them around. You could put them out here on the walls for special events. You know,
That's great.
all sorts of stuff. Power supply for these bad boys. It's right over here.
They don't just plug in.
They plug right in order, 1 through 12. Plug them in however you want. The power supply does all the addressing, and then it sends the addressing out to the fixture, so you don't have to worry about it. Yes. Your DMX in, so from anywhere on the stage or anywhere you have a DMX jack, you can just jack in DMX, take this power supply down if you wanted it somewhere else. You can do 12 per power supply.
Wow.
You only have 7 at each position, so you have a lot of flexibility to move things around as you guys need for any specific shows, or if other groups come in and they want to move things around.
They're not moving.
This power supply, I will show you guys this if you want to come on the other side.
Yeah.
Come on in there.
This is telling me the address is set for 353. If you guys ever need to, if anything happens and you guys need to get into this, hit the enter button, go into Setup Wizard. DMX 512A is our input. Our input is DMX. Our personality is RGB3 8-bit. This power supply can handle different fixtures. Based on what you tell it is how it addresses out the information. And then I give it its base address, so whatever you want it to be, 353. And then it's going to go through all of its fixtures in order, and it's going to program them all. So when it flashes red like that, it's programming all of the fixtures. It's now programmed them all, so they know there's 7 fixtures on this power supply. They've all been addressed to this power supply. So as you move fixtures around, you're going to want to go through and readdress just so that the fixtures have the correct information. Does that all make sense?
It does.
So he wrote it down, so let's see what's notes if I need it.
Awesome. Like I said, these will be, if you guys really start playing with it, especially where this front of house position can come in, you guys can take these down, like I said, use them around the walls and stuff for
Yep.
special events, and it'll really add a lot to the space.
So there's nothing to have on the floor to throw up on the site right
You could
now.
do that, no.
We'd have
but you
to- we'd
could-
have to move
yep,
these
you
units
could
to
take
the-
these and move them around, absolutely. So,
That is.
it's not too bad, it's just C-clamps. It's not too
C-clamps and-
bad. Cable. Some cable. It's actually a lot easier. Once you do it a couple of times, it's very
It's easier
easy.
than lugging a great big 150-pound unit.
Exactly. So the last fixture we have to go through is the par.
Yep.
And then Jay will take you guys upstairs.
The heavens.
Yeah, way up. We're going up in the clouds. I've got meaning for you all.
Thank you.
These park fans are nice. Not like the old ones we've been using.
Source 4 par.
Uses the same lamp. All of your incandescent fixtures are the same lamp.
They're all HPL 575s. We use the Ushio long life
Yep.
lamps. They're a lot better than the GE lamps.
Absolutely.
These don't have the focus like the Lecos do because this lamp just sits right in the reflector. In order to take this lens out, we put mediums in all of these. Should you want to change them, you have lens kits for every single fixture. So you have very narrow, narrow, mediums, and wides. So depending on what you're doing, if you want to use them for specials and you want that very narrow spot down in a specific spot, you can do that. If you feel you need more coverage, you want to change out to the wides, you have the flexibility if you want to change
Can we put
these.
whites in those?
Huh?
Put those whites?
Nope, that's medium.
Okay. Ask the whites. That's good.
You'll notice the two little tabs on the bottom that hold the lens in, and there's a little spring tab on the top here.
Yep.
Just take this out, press that little spring tab up. The lens just pops out. You do want to make sure that you put the lens back in the right way, otherwise you just get a spotlight. Doesn't matter what lens you put in, you'll get a spotlight. Put the lens back in, slides in from the top, put it into those two little black clips, and just push it back in.
I didn't know
And that is it. In order to change these, because you'll notice the grooves in this, what you can do is you can spin the bottle, and that changes the way the light is. It's opposite of the way it looks, so when the bottle is up and down, your light is left to right. So you can adjust it based on the area you need to cover, how you've hung your fixture, and you can adjust the way that field goes.
You might be used to reaching in the back of your car and grabbing the really hot lens.
that. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no more of that. Damn. Sorry.
Does that all make sense?
It does indeed.
Awesome. Color blazes. Jump up on the stage real quick. We're doing fixtures. You guys have 7 of these. Basically, they're the same fixture that's in that color blast out there. You can see inside of each light there are 12 individual cells.
Yep.
They are addressed individually. You guys have enough room on the console. You have the toys to play with. You might as well utilize them to their full extent. So you don't have to do just red, green, blue. You can do chases across the site in 6-inch increments and run through and do all sorts of different really cool effects once you get into it, depending on what you guys are doing, the show that you're running.
We've got to do Northern Lights, John, this fall. We have to
Yes.
create the Aurora Borealis. Can you do that?
I think you're going to figure it out.
So there's all sorts of fun toys and stuff within the console, different effects that you can run through these to do different things. Do you want to turn one of these off? No? Why not?
Because the console's on.
Oh. Well, we'll turn them on later.
Yeah. They're gonna get all sorts of fun.
Yeah, you're gonna get through the whole console training, so you'll get to play with these anyway. Do you guys have any questions about any of this?
Not yet, I'm sure
Okay.
we will.
Everything is through DMX. There is a DMX jack at each location. So on each electric, over on stage left, you can actually see it on the second, the DMX cable coming out.
Yep.
There is DMX at each position. So everything is interlinked. All of the LEDs need the DMX. There is another DMX jack stage.
I'll walk you through all
There is, all right. Do it all
that,
day.
okay? Any questions for him about his lighting fixtures, lighting package?
Not at this point.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
I think
Ron,
we're good.
who do they call?
Call you at home.
You call me at home. I'll give you my cell phone number.
These guys are really good. All your fixtures have their number, their
Yeah,
shop
there's
number.
there's a sticker on every single fixture.
Great.
They're on the racks upstairs as well. If you guys have any problems, anything at all, feel free to give us a call. If you guys need more lamps, you need expendables, tape,
Now,
gel,
we've
anything.
got some of our older lights. Not that we would ever need them, but if we wanted to add something for a special, are we better served to use one of our existing instruments or bring in one of the old ones?
Bring in something. The way this is already set up, you basically have your downstage and upstage wash, and you have 419 degrees out front, sort of for podium specials
Yeah.
and stuff. If you are looking for specific specials for a show, if you have instruments to bring in,
Yep.
ideally bring in the instruments.
So they're compatible with.
Yeah, it's just they're just stage pin outlets, so as long as your fixtures have a stage pin connector on them, you can plug in and call up the number that you see on the strip, and away you go. There are stage pin outlets on the third electric, even though we have just LEDs up there now.
Yep.
There are circuits up there for you guys to use if you need to put specials or something up there. So, but yeah, if you guys need anything, you can feel free to always give us a call. Let me give you guys.
Now, what are these just Lecos out here on the side?
Yes. Yep. Your side positions have the same circuiting. So there's two 6-circuit boxes. There's one on either side. It's 25 through 30, I think. So 25, 26, and then 29 and 30 on the other side. So you have room to
So we
add
could
stuff
add there.
in.
Does that usually, I'm guessing a lot of specials might be out there.
Yep.
You also have 3 circuits on the back of
Oh, thank you very much.
Want to?
Okay, let's go upstairs and hope the dimmer.
Not a problem. See you guys soon.
You bet. Thanks for all your work.